Guys, LCST is here. You're watching Sporting Icons.
Right, so this video is part 2, so make sure you check out part 1 and part 3 of why I started my YouTube channel, how do I do my videos, and the third and final one will be how I grew my channel. Make sure you watch all of them if you want to start uploading yourself, or if you're already an uploader. There will be certain tips and tricks in there that make sure that you use. Don't use all of them, of course not, because some things that will work for me may not work for you. All right, again, everything is trial and error. Now this one is part 2. How do I do my videos? Because I do get like a lot of questions of, well, what software do you use? How do you do the editing? All that kind of thing. So I'm going to give you a brief overview of how it is that I do my videos. Now, first of all, the most important thing of everything is don't just upload any old tat. Okay, try and listen to yourself back. Nobody likes to. Even now, this is my 3rd year anniversary and I don't really like listening to myself back. I don't do it. But I have to do it, especially with the way that I do it. Because many uploaders, and I'm not criticizing them, they will have one image on the screen and then just incorporate their audio to fit. And then they just upload it. Okay, that's their way and there's nothing wrong with that. But for me, I try to give you, if I'm talking about something, obviously I do boxing videos. So if I'm talking about Joshua, then you'll see an image of Joshua. If I'm talking about Dillian Whyte, you'll see an image of Dillian Whyte. If I'm talking about Anthony Joshua versus Dillian Whyte, then you'll have an image of them two on the same screen. So I always try and give you visuals. Again, it's very important that you have to be honest. Very, very honest in your videos. Because if you lie a lot, you're going to end up tripping yourself up. And believe me, people will remember what it is that you say. They will remember. And there's nothing wrong with getting things wrong from time to time. Everyone does it. But be big enough to admit that you got something wrong and correct it. Okay? Now, also try and remember, not everybody watches all your videos. So all your subscribers will not watch every single video that you upload. They just won't. They'll be selective with it. Okay, so again, certain things that you may say in one video, you may end up having to repeat it throughout several videos to make sure that the message is put across. Okay, so that's one of the things that I do. Now, how do I do my videos? Again, it's very simple. I never use a script. Okay, I never ever use a script. I don't use bullet points. I don't do anything like that. Everything is always off the top of my head. The only time I have anything in front of me will be if I'm reading a quote. Say, Dillian Whyte said this, Eddie Hearn said that, Wilder said this, and Tyson Fury said that. Then I'll read the quote out to you. And that's as far as any kind of bullet point I go. So everything that I do, everything that I say is always off the top of my head. So if I did do videos where I had some form of script, you'd notice I had a script. Okay, because you can always tell when people are reading. And bullet points are important, but I don't use them. I should use them. If I did, I'll probably do much better content, right? But I just don't. So I would probably encourage anybody to use bullet points as and where you can. It's a case of do what I say, don't do what I do, right? But this is just my way of doing it. See, this is what I'm saying to you, that my way may not be your way, okay? And a lot of it is experience as well. Now, how do I do my videos? Now, the audio. So what you listen to right now, what you listen to on every single video is me using the voice memo on my iPhone 8. That's what I use. That's how I do the audio. So you listen to me right now, I've got my iPhone 8 right in front of me. I've got the voice memo opened and it's recording what it is I'm talking right now. That's how I do it. Now, as far as the visuals go, I add the visuals after. So I don't have the visuals on the screen and talk as I'm going through. I then add the visuals after, okay? Now, so I use the iPhone 8. I did previously use the iPhone 5 when I first started. Well, it wasn't the very first thing that I used. I actually had a Samsung when I first started, but the audio on that one was gash, which is probably why a lot of those videos are now deleted, because the audio quality was awful. But then I used the iPhone 5, iPhone SE, which is kind of the iPhone 5. And now over like the last year, I've been using the iPhone 8. So that's how I do the audio. As far as getting it onto YouTube and uploading it, I then plug in my iPhone to my laptop. Now, I've been trained on iMacs, Apple, iPhones, Apple TV, Macs, all that kind of stuff, okay? So I know those ones, but I've got a Windows laptop, Okay, and it's a HP one, not a very expensive one, probably what, £400. And I'm not very good on Windows, to be honest with you, because when you're trained and you're being like an engineer for Apple and that's what you're used to. So a Windows thing, I'm not very good at. But I use this one because it's much cheaper than spending a couple of grand on an iMac, right? But I use this one, so I then plug my iPhone into my computer, iTunes pops up, I then copy the voice memos to my iTunes, and then I can drag and drop my recording to my documents. That's how I do it, okay? So then it's on my computer. I then open up Windows Movie Maker. I then import a load of pictures onto the screen. I then add the audio on top and just spread it out. So the audio could be 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, however long it may be, and the pictures will fit to my audio. I then listen to myself back again. Nobody likes to do it, but I have to so that when I'm talking about certain things, the image that's on your screen will match what it is that I'm talking to. Not in this video, but usually that's what will happen. So on each image is a certain size. I then shrink it or make it bigger to suit what it is I'm talking about. And when I move into the next subject, so if I'm going from Joshua to Dillian Whyte, as I'm saying Dillian Whyte, I make sure that the timing of that image on Windows Movie Maker then goes into the timing of when I'm talking about Dillian Whyte, and so on and so on and so on. Okay, and as it goes along, I'll end up having to add more and more images or remove certain images, all that kind of thing, until I get the full time scale of my audio matching the images. That's how I do it. I then put an outro on it, and of course I add an intro, all that kind of stuff. So that's how I do it. I then save it, I'll save the title, and then boom, I can upload it to YouTube. So my process is quite long. So those who just use one image throughout the whole video, yeah, that's so much easier. Of course it is, but I like to give people not just audio, but visual as well. That's just my way. Now, when it comes to YouTube, again, this is where channels fall down. There's so many channels out there who are so much better than what I am, but they don't do the visuals. So again, I get the advantage by doing the visuals. Okay, but there's certain things within YouTube that they don't do, and you need to do them. It's very, very important that you do them. Now, look on it as, so when your video is all saved and however it is that you're doing, you upload it to YouTube, but it's not live yet on YouTube, okay? It's all ready to go. Very simple, edit your title. Edit your title. Your title has to be something that represents what that video is about. Again, I don't use myself on video because that's then not about me, is it? I don't want the video to be about me. So if I'm doing a video and it's about a certain subject, then that's what you're hearing in that video. You're not hearing about how I'm going to the petrol station, how I brushed my teeth this morning, or how I went to the dentist, or how I got my hair cut, or I'm driving around in my car and I'm stopping off at a petrol station. No, okay, you will get exactly what the title says. That's what you get. You get no more with it. I have no desire to be famous. I have no desire for anything like that. Those who go on camera, that's your own beeswax. But as I said before, I just do each video as the subject. So that's exactly what it is that you get. You don't get no more and no less than what it is. Okay, so come up to YouTube, you then upload it to YouTube. It's not live, it's still private. Edit your title. Now, the truth is, what people don't look at is that you need to look on it as a Google search. So if you are someone who's going on Google and you'll want to find out what Dillian Whyte's up to, you'll put in a certain thing within the Google search bar, you'll click enter, and whatever pops up is whatever pops up. And there's a good chance that many YouTube channels, and I can see it quite plainly, and listen, you don't have to listen to me whatsoever, but Google and YouTube go hand in hand. Quite often you'll see that my videos pop up on Google search. There's a reason for it, because my videos, the title and the description will match what it is I'm talking about. So when people go onto Google and they're searching for something, there's a very good chance my video may pop up on there. Does that make sense? Use it as a Google search. If you just put up there, fight review for the weekend gone, and that's all you do, well, what fights? Who are you talking about? So there's no, because people don't just type into Google, fight weekend. Well, they don't, do they? So look on your title as a Google search. Your description, fill the thing out. It's there for a reason. Fill it out. Don't just put in there links to, I don't know, your social media or whatever it may be. Make sure that they are there as well. All mine are set there as default. But I always put a bit of a description as to what is going on within this video. Again, it's part of Google search. It's what they do. All the analytics is down to your description box. It's down to your title. The tags as well. Make sure your tags are filled out as well. If you're talking about boxing, don't put knitting in your tags. Don't put racing cars in your tags. Make sure all your tags are about boxing. Most importantly, about your particular video as well. Your thumbnail. Too many people don't put in catchy thumbnails. If you just have a picture of your avatar, what's the point? It doesn't represent what your video is about. Make sure that you upload an image that represents what your content is about for that particular video. Don't put your name in the title description, because nobody's searching for Sporting Icons who's never heard of me before, are they? So I'm not going to say Sporting Icons flips a switch on Anthony Joshua or Eddie Hearn or Wilder or okay, because no point. There's no point, because nobody's searching for that. Okay, so make sure the title matches what your video is about. Make sure the thumbnail represents what your video is about. The description box is filled out and your tags are filled out. It's a very, very simple thing, and you'll be surprised how many people don't do it. Again, select your category. All my categories and all these kind of things are all set at default. My category is sport. I wish there was a category for boxing, but there isn't. It's sport. So I click sport. Some people may click entertainment. Some people may put TV movies, but there's no point if your video is about boxing. It should be about sport, not anything else. It's not entertainment. It's not anything else. It's not news and views. It's not about any of that. It's not about, I don't know, war, is it? So there's no point. So make sure that your category is selected to sport or something that is similar. Okay? So again, that's important that you have that selected. And there's so many other things in that as well. Make sure today that your videos are, again, mine are set at default, that my videos are not for kids. They're not for kids. I don't aim my videos at the audience of kids. My audience is aimed at boxing fans of all ages. Predominantly from teenager, say 17, 18 years old, onwards. That's my audience. So make sure that you have it selected correctly as well. Again, so many different things that you have to make sure that those boxes are ticked. Again, many people, they tend to use a Premiere. I would never use a Premiere unless that particular video is quite important. I'd never do it. Anyway, listen, that's just a few tips and tricks from me, and you'll be surprised how many channels out there, and they say, oh, Sporting Icons, how did he grow so fast? How did he do this, that, and the other? Well, it's because I use the tools that I've got. Okay, there's no secret to it. There's no bending of the rules. There's nothing like that. They give me a description box. I fill it out. They give me a title. I fill it out. They give me the option for a thumbnail. I make sure I use it. The tags are there for a reason. The category is there for a reason. So many things are there for a reason. So make sure you use it. Again, I use, at the end of my videos as well, more often than not, I will use a place where you can choose other videos. And again, the videos that are recommended at the end of each video will be somewhat linked to the video that you're currently watching. Again, you've got the tools, use it. I see YouTube as a Google search. That's how I treat it. And maybe that's how I get the views, and others don't. As I said before, your title is important, your description box is important, your thumbnail is more important than anything else. Because if your thumbnail is not catching, they're not going to watch it, are they? Very simple. Drop your thoughts below, click thumbs up, subscribe. Catch you all on the next video.